Hi, my gorgeous, fiery Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for September 2023. Hard to believe we're entering fall. Anyways, this is going to be for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, or Rising. A lot of you are intuitively guided. You don't even know if you have Sagittarius in your chart. I just want to thank you for paying attention to your intuition. I feel like it's your guides who may turn your eyes this way. You know what I mean? Turn your ear this way. They have something they want you to know. And that's for everyone. Some may have a planet in the sign of Sagittarius. I believe Venus is in retrograde. I could be totally wrong. I know Mercury went in retrograde yesterday. And I know that because I'm ruled by Mercury. So, you know, watch your communication. This could be a period of time where communication can get rough or confusing. So just think about that. You know, sometimes it's like I want to say something, but maybe I need to think about it just for a second. Your electronics can go a little haywire, as my computer did this morning already. Surprise, surprise. So anyways, welcome everyone. We're going to go ahead and use 3 different decks for your reading. I'm going to use Mother Mary for our words of wisdom, as always. I'm going to use the Gilded Tarot to go deeper. And for your main spread, we're going to use the Psychic Tarot. Okay? And what I do is I just allow the decks to call to me, like what decks want to be in Sagittarius' reading. And this is what we got. So we're going to see what's going on. I feel like you've had a couple really good readings back to back. Now, I know not for everyone, but, you know, who knows? Maybe this is your time. So anyways, welcome. I want to give a shout out to my members. I have a few who are Sagittariuses. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. So we're going to start with Mother Mary. As always, get some words of wisdom. I always read it from the book at the end of the reading because I just feel like that's where it's most profound. Those of you who stick around to the end will probably agree with me. It still blows my mind, and I've been doing this for so many years, but still blows my mind, and I like that. All right, let's go ahead and begin, guys. Dun, 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 dun. Present moment. Present moment. I am fully present in the here and now. You know, why would that come out? What does that mean? That means that your guides want to show you something, want to need your attention here in the here and now, because some type of sign, some type of guidance is coming your way. It's going to talk about a new journey that's opening up, a new path. And again, it doesn't have to be like in all of your life. It may just be one element. But I always feel like, you know, when this comes out or judgment comes out, it's something very, very good. So I want to be very present, you know, clear mind if possible. So we'll read that at the end, but like I said, it just might blow your mind. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the Psychic Tarot. And as many of you know, my decks are always pre-shuffled before I begin. This is where I meditate on you, your sign, what's going on, what your guides want you to know. And then I like to shuffle once I hit record, because I like you seeing me shuffle also. All right, let's begin. Sagittarius. We have firm foundation. You know, I feel like everything has to start with that. You know, anything new or any relationship, all of that. Just me and my life. You know, when I say me, I mean you. The more that I can have this firm foundation, I feel like the better chances I have. You know, I feel like this is energy of being grounded as much as I can be. Intuition. I feel like it's important you pay attention to your intuition. Always, but especially right now. Intuition, it's your GPS for this lifetime. You know, I say this a lot, but I really mean it. Like, we weren't just thrown down here like, there you go, there's your life. No, our intuition is what's really going to help us make, well, important decisions. You know, the problem is a lot of times we second guess our intuition, and then we end up into, you know, maybe free will type of energies. Doesn't always mean it can't work out, but so firm foundation, intuition. Look at this, foundation and achievements, another 4. Interesting because we have 2 4s with a 2 right in between it. Let me bring this lid down a little bit. Foundation and achievements. So it asks for firm foundation, right? Firm up that foundation. Trust your intuition. And then it seems like there's achievements. Like from that energy alone, like getting grounded. Again, paying attention to the signs that are being sent to me. Keeping myself as much as I can in the present moment. And then it feels like some type of achievement, you know, like maybe something you've been working on comes to fruition. We have conflict and defeat. Conflict and defeat, mirroring that firm foundation. And underneath that, we have temptation. This is the card of Capricorn, your neighbor. And it can mean temptations. You know what I mean? Like there may be certain type of energy that I find myself tempted towards. I'm just going to talk about other type of people. Like, you know, like I often feel like, you know, why am I always attracted to the bad guy or the bad girl? You know, the bad boy, the bad girl type of energy. What is it within that pulls me in that direction? You know, temptation really talks about illusions, you know, but of the dark. You know, and also, I feel first and foremost like I have to understand like what my energy is pulled towards. I need to look at like when I'm pulled towards something, is it of the light or is it of the dark? My intuition is going to let me know that. And I'm saying that because you have conflict and defeat here. But again, it's mirrored by a firm foundation. So I feel like conflict and defeat, this is a challenge, right? It's some type of challenge. But it is a number 5, and 5 is about change. So this is moving away from that conflict, moving away from the energy where you may have felt defeated. You know what I mean? Like somebody else could have made you feel that way. But ultimately, it's your realization of that that makes the change, that allows you to, you know, begin again or what have you. Positive movement forward. Positive movement forward. So I do feel like that conflict and defeat, I feel like that's the energy that wants to go away. Again, a change. Mother Mary's saying, let's get in the present moment. This is where you're gonna see those signs, feel those signs, hear those signs, and then positive movement forward. So some type of achievement, like you're achieving something. And what is it doing? It's helping you to firm up your own foundation. You know, and I feel like when my foundation is firm, really, nobody can knock me off of it. Like, you can try. You can try. But it won't happen. Some of you may have been dealing with some type of energy that, you know, that tempts you to, like, let's say just a lower vibrational type energy. And don't regret it, because maybe you learned something, you know, something, maybe your soul had some type of expansion because of it. You know, defeat, I feel defeated. Someone or something is making you feel that way. But I feel like ultimately what it's saying is one of the things I feel like more than anything right now, having a firm foundation feels like the way out of any situation, the way to improve your situation, and then listening to your intuition to what wants to come next. Positive movement forward. I mean, hello, she's heading to the sun. You know, that's illumination. That's clarity. Sitting right next to temptation. It is the devil, by the way. And again, the devil can cast illusions. You know, make you feel like you're not good enough. But that's a lie. That's not the truth. 8 is about a new beginning. It's also about infinity. As above, so below. No beginning, no end. Alright. Well, hello, victory. We'll take it. Victory and success. Under foundation and achievements. Next to positive movement forwards. Victory. That's the 6 of Wands, by the way. And then, hello world, the next chapter. So it's coming under conflict and defeat, which again is a 5. Right? 5 asks for change. That's what 5 means. But it asks for you to try to change as gracefully as you can. You know, it's grace and it's change. The world is the next chapter. You know, I often feel the world is the closest energy to God. It is the very last tarot card. And I feel that has a meaning, right? It's like this portal opens up, and this can talk about something that opens up that will now last for the rest of this lifetime, if not eternity. But maybe I had to get there, right? I had to go through. Like, I often feel like we can't look back and regret, even if it was difficult. You know, if you had a difficult life, I feel like we need to look at that and think of our soul's journey. You know, I feel like some souls did come to this earth to have a difficult life, to see. It's almost like a challenge. Like, let me see what I can get through. By the way, real quick, I just want to also tell you, because I feel like your guides are very present here. If you're connected to Leo at all, many of you know my son has passed over in 2018, and I just got some beautiful synchronicities and signs from him. It started with one of our subscribers, Diane, and I keep using her name. I think it's okay, because we may even collaborate down the road once we can figure out. But anyway, she had a beautiful message from my son. And on that same day that I got that message, and I have to tell you, it was beautiful. And I could tell by the wordings that it was my son. I get people telling me all the time that they get messages now. I trust my intuition. But I felt that. And then one of the things that my son loved to do more than anything is play the guitar and sing. And he was great at both. Well, that day that I get that message from Diane, my boyfriend, who I'm living with, knocks on my office door, and I said, come on in. And he comes in, he's got a guitar in his hand. And I'm like, where'd you get that at? He's like, I saw it was sitting along the curb. And he goes, it's going to rain, and I didn't want it to get ruined, so I brought it home for you. Wow, hello. And then I told my daughter about that, and she had said that she had got a message, like when she scrolled down on her phone, she had taken guitar lessons like 2 years ago, and she said she scrolled down on her phone to see if there's any other messages for me. And I did leave her another message, but first what she saw is that the person who taught her guitar, and she put it in her contacts as Guitar Tony. So she scrolls that down. She's like, well, that's weird that it says Guitar Tony. And then she reads my next message, because once I sent her Diane's message, she's like, well, Mom, you know, you just gotta, you know, like, be careful what you believe in that. She goes, you know, let's look for other signs. And I said, Jen, I already got the sign. Sam brought a guitar home. And she said, that is the weirdest thing, because when I scrolled down to read your message, it said Guitar Tom. She's like, I haven't talked to this guy in 2 years. And she said that she had watched a tarot reading the day before, and she said the person doing the reading, she goes, I keep getting guitar, guitar, guitar. And she said the person said it like 5 times, like, I keep getting guitar. Now those are synchronicities. Those are messages, and they were very, very clear. So I'm saying that because I want you to understand how present your guides are in your life. You know what I mean? And listen, you know, I could have just gone with the message from Diane, but I know my son. He wanted to make sure that I knew. And Sam bringing in that guitar, hello. And by the way, it's in our reading. I have it over in the corner there. And it will always be part of my office now. Anyways, so I forget why I even was bringing that up. Okay, let's keep going. We have authority. This is the card of Aries. This is the Emperor. The father figure. I get this feeling that some of you, there may be a few of you who have had like father issues. You know, like father issues. Your father, you know, maybe I just told that whole story because maybe your father has crossed over. And whatever, let's say, elements, or I don't think I said that right, or issues that your father may have had in this physical form is no longer there. Matter of fact, you know, when I pray, I've always asked God, like, God, let me know where my son is at. Like, just let me know where he's at. That's it. Just, where is he? And somehow Diane knew that, and her message is, I'm with God. Or Stephen's message is, I'm with God. I am love. And it just melted my heart. It's exactly what I needed to hear at exactly the right time. So I feel like, you know, that the reason why I'm bringing up is I have a feeling that some of you may have dealt with, you know, I don't want to say it was all difficult energy. Also, I feel like there may be some type of generational, you know, some type of generational thing, like, let's say, drinking. You know, that's what took my son's life, drinking. So this could have been something, and by the way, his father drank. My grandfather was an alcoholic. His father was an alcoholic. My dad wasn't. But, you know, so I feel like sometimes it's breaking those generational curses. But I also feel like this is saying, I no longer carry that. Like, I no longer carry that energy. Okay. Keep going. Well, there's judgment. And judgment's all about the present moment. This is your spiritual team, and I love that it's coming under positive movement forward and your intuition. Now I know why I told that story. Because I feel like your guides are helping to guide you. Again, something positive is opening up for you. And again, I want to make sure I say the word positive, not negative, positive. Right? It's on its way. This is about the present moment, but why? So that there can be some type of rebirth in your life. You know, coming right next to the Emperor can also talk about business ownership, like becoming the leader, maybe a leader of your company. You know, here it's called truth. Well, hello, hope. This is the star card, card of Aquarius. This is about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. But this is about manifesting them. You know, this is like, I feel like a lot of you have hope. Or, you know, hope is coming back into your soul, into your heart. I feel like if you really can bring yourself to the present moment. It's almost like, I feel like you don't even have to worry, because I feel like you're being guided. This is something of a dream. You know, when I see victory and success, again, the Six of Wands with the Emperor, a lot of times I feel like this can talk about your own platform, and then foundation and achievements right above that. So I feel like, you know, there's some type of path that's opening up, or something you may have been putting work into. You may start to see the fruit of your labor. Well, hello, prosperity begins. Under the World, the next chapter, marrying the Emperor, prosperity begins. This is the Ace of Pentacles. You know, the Ace of Pentacles is something that comes into your physical world. You know, like a lot of the aces are of action, but this ace is about something that's coming into your physical world to help expand your world. You do have to accept it. You know what I mean? Like the ace can show, but then, you know, maybe that's why intuition is here. It's like, trust your intuition, whether something is of the light or not. And I feel like very clearly you're going to know. I feel like this is also helping some of you. It's like giving you the way out of like what was conflict. You know, that feeling of defeat. And that defeat feels like it's coming from other people, like it's causing you to feel that way due to other people. But your spiritual team's like, come back to us. Come back to yourself. So, the Star, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, right? And then immediately, the Ace of Pentacles, it shows. So whatever I'm hoping for here, boom, the Ace of Pentacles is the way. Under the World. Again, some of you, like, it's like you're going to start to see the fruits of your labor. You know, I feel like, yes, I had to overcome some things. I had to firm up my own foundation because, you know, I just feel like there's a period in my life. When I say me, I mean you. I feel like there's a period in my life, of course, just probably also talking about me. But again, I feel like there's a period in my life where there just seems to have been like a lot of challenges. Well, if you don't allow yourself to get stuck in that, because again, 5 is asking for a change, and achievements is right next to it. It's almost like, you know, you're so close to the finish line. Don't give up. Don't give up now. Positive movement forward. Present moment, so that there can be a rebirth. The World is the rebirth, and it includes the Ace of Pentacles. Look at this. So I've been saying, like, I feel like you're about to see the fruits of your labor. Well, material harvest. This is the 9 of Pentacles. This is a very independent. Some of you, you've been working on your independence. And I don't necessarily mean like, I don't want anybody else in my life. I want to be just independent. Now, maybe some of you. But it's really about that independence within yourself. This is where your foundation is firm. No doubt. Some of you, I'm telling you, there's a platform. There's something where I feel like you're now being put in the leadership role. And you couldn't be put in that role unless you've had a lot of the experiences that you've had, unless you've overcome, right? Unless you have some clarity. You don't need all clarity, but enough clarity to understand that, oh, okay. So this conflict is coming from other people. This conflict is coming from other people telling me I can't. Well, Sagittarius, you don't like to be told you can't, because you can. I mean, if anybody can, you can. Whatever that may mean to you. Look at that, the Hermit underneath that. Well, I know a lot of you have spiritual businesses, or you're in that, you know, you're moving in that arena. I feel like trust yourself, trust your guides, trust your messages, trust what you're feeling above everyone else, even me. Like, trust your gut. Trust your gut. Okay, oh, that was my chair. I'm just looking. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 major arcanas. All the major arcanas are good. The only one may be temptation, that it's a little hairy, but for some of you it could certainly mean just a Capricorn. Mirroring the world. I feel like you're overcoming something. You're overcoming something that may have like held you down for a little while, but I feel like you are now overcoming something. You're having some type of dream come true. But listen, it's not magic. It's because you yourself have put in the work or the focus, whatever it may be. It's you who's bringing this magic to you. You know, your guides, yes, you're working hand in hand, but not much can be done if you decide to stay in that 5, then it's almost like time stands still until you make the choice to move away from it. I hope that made sense. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the Gilded Tarot and let's just get into this. You really have some beautiful cards. And the ones that may be of a little lower temptation are matched or mirrored by a higher energy. That's your higher self. Remember, there's nothing that you are going through that you haven't already been through as a soul, as a spirit. And you are spirit and human. You're a spiritual being having a human experience. Human experiences. Not just about one, right? I often say, like, you know, yeah, a lot of us want love in our life and what have you, but we also want to value, like, what it is we do for a living, or how we help others, you know. Sometimes that is your soul's path, along with other things, you know. I don't feel like, again, our soul came down here for just one experience. No, I want lots of experiences, so when I finally go home, I have lots of stories to tell. I have lots of wisdom to give the younger souls. All right. Let's start at the beginning. So we're looking at firm foundation, your intuition, foundation and achievements, and conflict and defeat. Two Pentacles. Okay, so we know you're going to get the Ace of Pentacles. But then it puts the ball in your court. What do I do? What do I do? Two Pentacles is called the Juggler's card. I feel it's using the logical mind. That's just the way I read it. It's like more like, or another way of putting that is, you know, it would serve me to use my logical mind versus fear-based. Well, hello, Ten of Cups, the House of Harmony, and what a beautiful line it's in. Intuition, positive movement forward, and your spiritual team, saying there's going to be a rebirth. Ten of Cups, the House of Harmony, not the House of Conflict. Now listen, you know, when we get to Ten of Cups, what we want to realize is the Ten of Cups to me talks about love, yes, but it doesn't guarantee us there won't be any challenges. But I feel like in the Ten of Cups, we work together through these challenges. Like we can overcome any type of challenges. Now, I don't want to put any negative tone on it because I feel it's very, very positive. Well, let's keep going. Look at that, Four of Pentacles again. 3 4s, that's got to be a message. And then look at this, 2 swords, but it's in reverse. Hello. I'll take it. 2 2s mirroring each other. 2 pentacles in the upright, 2 swords in reverse. 2 swords couldn't come over in reverse over a better card. Conflict and defeat. So what does the 2 swords mean? It means that I'm wearing a blindfold. It means there's something I don't want to face. And I feel like the more we don't face it, the bigger that monster becomes. When we rip off the blindfold, we eventually figure out that that monster wasn't nearly as big as I thought, right? I can slay that monster. So someone is ripping off that blindfold, and I feel proud of you. Like, who's ever given you conflict? Who's ever making you feel defeated? I feel like not going to work anymore. Not going to work anymore. You know, and if this is speaking of love, and I feel like it's really covering all areas of your life, but as it relates to love, I feel like you know, I could have certainly given someone more power than they deserve. And when I say power, I mean, because I feel like it's almost like the energy of someone telling you you can't, you won't be any good at something. But it's not true. Again, temptation, but also illusions. But your blindfold's off now. You're paying attention to the signs. You know that you're being guided now, and you can rest assured in that. You know, again, positive movement forward, and then the Ace of Pentacles. 2 swords, reverse. Sometimes 2 swords can be blocking an opportunity. But you're like, no way, not anymore. Especially with the world underneath it. I'm moving into this next chapter, and my spirituality is alive. I trust in me. I trust in my guides. I trust in my God. Some of you may be breaking an addiction that may have gone generation after generation. And if that's the case, I feel very proud of you again. It's funny, I keep saying I feel very proud of you, but I do. Okay. Well, hello, Star. Again. So now the Star is coming right over the Devil. In this deck, it's called Temptation. Capricorn, though. But it's also coming out of the 2 of Pentacles. So again, I just feel like there's something coming your way, Sagittarius, and you know, there may be someone who doesn't like that. It's like, I don't want her or him dreams to come true. Doesn't include me. Maybe someone tried to control your life. No longer. Well, that has to be up to you, right? Because again, the ball's in your court. But here is the Star. Like, here it is. Judgment again. Wow. Right over positive movement forward. Under the 10 of Cups and your intuition with Judgment right below all this. Some of you, I feel like, you know, I feel like we have many spirit guides. And I feel like certain guides step forward for certain situations. I feel like there's more than one change happening in your life, and there's more than one guide who really wants to help guide you. Well, and when I say guide you, they want to help you bring your dreams to life. Will you allow them? And I feel like, you know, when you look at a 5, I feel like our guides are like, there's not much I can do until you decide to make a certain change, until you take a step forward. And once you take that step, we're here for you. Once you learn to trust your gut over other people's words, your team's here for you. Two of Wands. So you're saying yes. You're definitely saying yes. You know, Two of Wands to me talks about I'm starting down a new path. Well, it's the Wands family. It's right where you should be, right? This is passionate. This is fiery. This is desirable. But it's action-oriented. You know, some of you, it's like putting you on a platform. But maybe just the beginning of it. Some of you, this Ace of Pentacles is helping you to move away from, let's just say, people who aren't serving your soul's desires. Wow. Synchronicities, synchronicities. Ace of Pentacles again. Now it's directly over the world. With it directly below the world. Two of Wands. It's almost like once I say yes, once I bring my attention back to the present moment, I allow my intuition to open up, I start to pay attention to it and don't overthink it. I start to move forward. Here is the way again. Some of you, this can talk about two separate things. Again, let's not forget the Ace of Pentacles is something that's coming into your physical world. It is meant to expand your soul. It's meant to bring whatever these dreams are alive. Starts with you, but you're not alone. I feel like that's so powerful. And the Ace of Pentacles being mirrored by the star over here. Wow. We have the Death card. Came in reverse. Card is Scorpio. Major Arcana, by the way. Scorpio over Aries. Some of you could talk about leaving a Scorpio. Doesn't have to be that, though. You know, the Death card talks about closing of the doors. Closing old chapters. Why? So that new chapters can begin. Could you imagine carrying, like not, how do I want to say this? Could you imagine if from every lifetime you've had, you know, I feel like we're born with amnesia and there's purpose to that. And it's so we're not carrying the weight of every experience we've ever had. Just the wisdom. That's what the Fool is. The Fool takes a leap of faith, right? But the Fool carries the wisdom of all the Fool's lives, all the Fool's experiences. Is in reverse, though. So I do feel like you have to make that decision if you're going to close a door or allow it to remain open. I feel like if I don't close the door, the next door cannot open. You know, like that is one of the requirements. If I do not close one door, the next door can't open. I feel like this is about trusting yourself above all. I'm not too worried about it being in reverse because I feel like as this energy is moving towards you, I feel like naturally your guides are going to help you see that. Okay, let's keep going though. For some of you, it could be a door that you want to reopen. You know, but listen, if I want to reopen a door of my past, I want the energy to be different though, right? Because if something didn't work out before and nothing has changed, well, I'm going to get the same results. So if I want something to like re-manifest in my life, I want to make sure that vibration has also lifted, you know, like it's of a high vibration. The Chariot, beautiful, unlimited potential. You know, Chariot's a few things to me. First of all, it's a reminder of who we are. You know, we are light and dark. We are masculine and feminine, right? We're polar opposites. And we have to remember that, right? But we can, you know, it's about living a balanced life. I feel like the Chariot comes in as a reward because you're now able to handle the Chariot. You know, it just reminds me of like if the Chariot, it's like a car. You know, like let's say I drank all the time and then I get a brand new car. Wow, that's not a good thing because I feel like the chances of you wrecking that car are very high. But if I quit drinking and then I get a car, that's completely different. This is the year of the Chariot also. And, you know, if you go back to January's reading or even look up your own, because I did... for each sign, I did, I hate to say predictions, because I don't really call them predictions, you know, I just listen to my guides. I listen to our guides, and I realize that we have free will, so it's hard to say, like, I predict that this will happen. Well, I don't know. Maybe I can predict that certain things will happen depending on actions that are taken. What am I looking at? The Chariot. Coming under judgment, or over judgment, I'm sorry, and below judgment, and below the Ten of Cups, and positive movement forward. I mean, hello, hello, hello. Hello, is it me you're waiting for? Card of Cancer, by the way. I have a feeling some Cancers are like, wait a minute. We have the Tower. Now the Tower came in reverse. I feel like if there's a dream, you know, that you've had, and maybe you did put some energy into it before, but maybe it didn't work out. But I feel like if it didn't work out, it could be because other people were influencing you. But now that that influence, I feel like, is gone, because you yourself are the one who's making it go away, I feel like we don't have to fear the Tower. Don't fear the Reaper. You know, it's almost like your spiritual team is saying, sweetie, there's no towers on this next chapter. There's no towers on this next path. And really, if we think about it, the towers is really what gave us our wisdom, right? Like sometimes if things don't come crashing down, sometimes if we're not brought to our knees, we never seek higher. So we don't have to fear the Tower. Five of Cups. That's probably why I said for some of you, you may want a door to reopen. And maybe it's going to. But listen, if it's going to, it's got to be different energy. This is the energy, first of all, it's a 5. So change. What do I want to change in this energy? Well, this talks about where your focus is at. And in the Five of Cups, my focus is on what I have lost. Now, it makes sense that we would focus on that, right? But we don't want to live in that energy. When this person realizes that and makes the change necessary, what do they normally find? The 2 cups. 2 cups. It's a soulmate type energy. Whether it be love. This is something of emotion, so. But this is talking about something that's coming. It's interesting because now I see these 2 aces with this 5 of Cups. This could be talking about 2 people going through similar experiences, coming to, I almost want to say freedom, but maybe freeing themselves of the past. And it probably has nothing to do with this 5 up here. I just don't feel that. I don't feel like they're tied together. I may have needed to end a relationship, and maybe they needed to also end a relationship. But again, if that's the case, it's because of the conflict. It's because someone was, treating me lesser than, instead of valuing me for who I am. Your spiritual team, they know who you are. You need to know who you are. You need to know you're worthy of all this material harvest, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, bringing them to life. The 10 of Cups, the 5 of Cups right here, but it's coming over the Ace. Some of you are reconnecting with someone. Doesn't even have to be of this lifetime, but we're going to find out, because we're going to go a little deeper here. So I feel like the first thing I want to look at is these Ace of Pentacles, because there's 2 connected to the World, the next chapter. And by the way, I feel like the World chapter is the most spiritual time in your life. It is when you're trusting your intuition. It is when you're trusting your guides. It's when you are really starting to realize that, hey, wait a minute, I'm not just a human body, right? I'm a spiritual being. I can overcome. I can overcome. And therefore, you do. So I want to look at these 2 aces a little deeper. I get a feeling, first of all, that there are 2 things for you. One may be relating to building up of your own platform, trusting in what you're receiving, trusting in your own ideas, your own epiphanies. And I say your own, but I feel like your spiritual team is very proactive in that energy after the 5. And then I feel like one may be love. 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups can be a little bit chaotic. I feel like in the 7 of Cups, it's like I want to trust that the next cup I choose will be either a cup of love or a cup of abundance, or both. But it can be a little confusing, right? This is where I need to trust my own intuition, right? And sometimes, because we have a 2 right there, it can say, take it slow. Go step by step. Anything you have uncertainty about. And again, this 7 of Cups is coming over beautiful energy. So I feel like it's just my human mind, like, I don't want to pick the wrong cup again. Well, I feel like if we give people a chance to reveal themselves, they will reveal themselves. So that may mean why we're starting out of 2. And also not a bad thing. Look at this, the Hangman. This is the second time for September. I was going to say December. For September that we've received the Hangman in the awakened state. Hello. Awareness. The Hangman in the upright is a pause in the action. But really the Hangman's seeking wisdom. Like, what do I do? Like, what's my next step? Well, someone's receiving that wisdom. Someone's receiving that answer. Someone is having a true awakening. Sometimes we're in a, I have to say my own story, and I know I'm sick of telling it myself, but it's just the truth. Like, Sam and I, the person I'm with now, we were teenage sweethearts, and then life happened and we went our separate way. We were only together for like a year and a half. But then 40 years later, he reached out to me, and now I live in his house. I mean, I literally moved from Rhode Island back to Pennsylvania, and I am now living in his house, and we're in love. Did I expect it? No. Did it happen? Yes. Do I think it was meant to happen? Absolutely. But I had to gain my own experiences, and he had to gain his own experiences, and now we can really help each other. Anyways, an awakening. Wow. And then the 8 of Wands again. first of all, this is fast-moving energy. So know that. But this is also what I think about, I bring about. We have to understand that it is our intentions. First of all, it is our intentions that move the chariot, not the reins to the horses. It's our intentions. If I limit my intentions, well, then I limit where the chariot goes. But if I understand that this is truly unlimited potential, it doesn't mean there won't be challenges along the way, but I've learned so much that these challenges that once seemed like a mountain, now they're like a molehill. These aces are coming together quick, even though it's at the end of the reading. And the reason why I feel like it's at the end of the reading, because I feel like there's certain energy that, you know, we needed to realize, we needed to understand. It's like someone was giving me a lot of conflict. If someone was telling me that I can't, you won't, you know, you won't be any good, no one will love you, that kind of stuff, all bullshit, right? The devil casts illusions. Those illusions can seem real, but they're not. They're not real. They're not. And, you know, I almost feel like the sooner you realize that, the sooner you get back to your life. So, I have a feeling there's two people going through somewhat similar experiences, and both are having an awakening. Okay, let's come up to the Ten of Cups over your intuition. Wow. Hello, lovers. Wow. Card of Gemini, first of all. Meaning of the card is a head over heart decision, but it's coming right over your intuition, so that's what you want to trust. Can I fall in love again? And can I have the Ten of Cups? Yes. It does take work, and it does take clearing of past energy. It does take closing certain doors. It does take ripping off certain blindfolds, right? I'd rather see it all than hide the truth from myself. Anyways, the lovers, this is chemistry. I don't know how your intuition won't be able to feel it. I feel like it will, especially with the Ten of Cups right there. And that's what I'm looking at, the Ten of Cups. Hello, lover. Alright, what else do I want to look at? I think I want to look at the Death card. And I just want it a little bit more wides in reverse. If there's a door that, you know, I'm afraid to close, I'm willing to close, I want to know why. So we get the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, and then the Devil again. Alright, let's talk about the Queen of Pentacles. First of all, it can be a Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but it doesn't have to be. Though Capricorn is very close to this Queen. But let's talk about this Queen's specialty. Her specialty is to read between the lines. She's someone who picks up those details that other people miss. Now, I know she's not fire, she's earth, right? But there's so much energy about you firming up your own foundation. And that feels very earthly to me. So I feel like this is you. Now, I know it's not for everyone, but I do feel for a lot of you, it's you. Some of you are, you know, I feel like you have the opportunity not to only make your own money, but to really have, like, abundance in your life. And whatever that may mean to you. You know, some people want to call it riches. Well, it can potentially be that, right? And again, we have the Nine of Pentacles right here. Maybe I needed to get to this independent energy so that when the Ten of Pentacles comes, I'm prepared for it. Like it's almost like I'm bringing in my own money into this relationship. definitely feel like someone had an influence over you, who, again, like, for whatever reason, wanted to hold you back. And a lot of times I feel like that stems from their own lack mentality, you know. And we just have to know that. Like, if somebody doesn't want to lift us up and they only want to put us down, well, is that what I want in my life? I feel like who's ever in the Lovers, who's ever in this these two aces of pentacles, again, something is coming together physically. And then the Hangman in the awakened state over that. I feel like this energy of the past just doesn't, it just can't stand up against what wants to be. Some of you, creating this independence for yourself was an important step. And I feel like because you needed it, you wanted it, right? And by the way, I feel like when we feel independent within ourselves, when we can take care of ourselves, I feel like it's much easier for us to open ourselves up to whatever wants to be next, right? But again, intuition is like going to lead you. Your spiritual team's going to lead you. So if anything comes towards you that's of the dark, you're going to know it. You're going to feel it. You're going to see it. That blindfold's off. I'm going to see it. Don't even try it. Right? But this feels like the opposite of that now. Okay. What else do I want to look at? I don't even know. Well, I was looking down here at the Tower in reverse over the Star again. So let's look at that. Here's the Emperor again, with now the King of Pentacles. So we have the Queen right here, and now we have the King. Again, it doesn't really matter the sign, not at my table anyways. Though we can put a sign to it if we want, you know, Gemini. Here's Gemini. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Earth. Grounded. But I also feel like this is talking about like-minded energy. Coming with the Emperor. Again, I feel like this is not just talking about love. This is also talking about your foundation, your pentacles, and how you make them. The Emperor is a great leader for the people because he or she has been there. This is someone who also, different than the Empress, this is someone who does put a plan in place. And maybe that's important, right? Maybe putting a plan in place, but being willing to veer off that plan if need be. Again, trusting your intuition. But it may help make you feel more centered by having somewhat of a plan in place. Some of you, you're becoming natural leaders of the people. And I say natural because it just feels that way. Again, how can I lead the people if I've never had the experiences that the people are having? I can't. King of Pentacles is someone who looks at life from the big picture down. You know, and that's the difference between the King, even though they're like-minded energy. And by the way, I feel like each sign helps fulfill, like the Queen and Kings of each sign help fulfill each other because, again, she's someone who can read the details that other people miss. And the King sees it from the big picture. Wow. Put the two together and it's like, watch out, baby. Okay. I think I just want to go right across the middle and then leave it be, because I feel like you have two blessings coming your way. And when I say blessings, I want you to understand it's because of you. This isn't just like, oh, a blessing. No, it's because of action you've taken. It's because you were willing to rip off any blindfolds. It's because you started to understand that the people, those naysayers, I gave them too much power. Now I need to believe in me again. There is someone who will see you for who you truly, see your soul, and vice versa. You know, I do feel like sometimes we got to go through some shitty things to arrive at what feels like heaven. All right, let's go right across the middle. Eight of Swords, Four of Cups. They kind of go together. You know, Eight of Swords is a self-created prison. But it's an 8, so it's asking for a new beginning. You know, that kind of energy, I feel like once we start, especially with the Hangman and the awakened state, I feel like there are no prisons. We don't have need to create a prison. We need to learn to trust our intuition. Now, it's coming with the Four of Cups, which can talk about discontentment and boredom in one's life. I need a change. Like, I need a change of place, a change of love, maybe I need a change in my life. So, in this Four of Cups, if you look, this person's being handed a cup. So it asks you to use your spiritual discernment, whether you're going to accept that cup or not. I think you're going to. I think you're looking for change. And I think your guides know that. And maybe it's time for change. You know, but again, when I say like miracles are coming your way, these aces are coming your way, to truly help expand your world, I've got to be willing to accept them, to look at them, even if I just step into it. You know, sometimes we got to remember that it's not about the final destination, right? The final destination will be home with our Lord. It's about the journey. It's about the journey. I feel like Miley Cyrus, it's funny that I would even know that because I'm so much older than her, but I feel like there's a song called that. It's about the journey. Maybe you should look up the lyrics. You know, that would come to my mind when, I mean, first of all, I do think she's got a beautiful voice. But I don't know her songs. Maybe Wrecking Ball. I don't even know if that's her song. But it's about the journey. So whoever's saying that, I feel like maybe look up the lyrics to that song because it may help you in some way. I feel like nothing I say at this table is accidental. I feel like, you know, my guides either put it in my mouth, even if I don't even understand why. I feel like many of you would. So anyways, here's this cup. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Break free from these. You know, the Eight of Swords to me is a human emotion. It's a fear-based emotion. There is that blindfold, right? But here, that blindfold is off. I feel like you're looking for change. And change is looking for you. Let's keep going. High Priestess. This is what you have to trust. Your intuition. And oh, by the way, look what it's bringing in. You know, the Ace of Cups. And if you look at the Four of Cups, again, this person's being handed a cup. I often say, I feel like it's from the hand of God. By the way, I just realized it's coming right over your spiritual team. Here you go. You want change? We're going to help you. What are we going to bring in? Not just the Ace of Pentacles, but also the Ace of Cups. Unconditional love. Some of you may have been with someone of the past and it didn't work out, but I feel like maybe you never lost love for that person, and maybe they never lost love for you. And maybe now it's coming back together. Some way, somehow. And you know what? It's not even about controlling it. It's about flowing. This feels like once I learned to just start flowing with the natural energy, what's meant for me will find me. It'll find me. Ace of Cups. right next to the High Priestess, with the Lovers right there and the Ten of Cups right there, and the High Priestess right under all of that. It's almost like I don't even want to take any more cards now, but I feel like I just want to fill out this little spot. Look at this divine timing. You know, when I see Temperance, it's almost like I can take, you know, like it's a sigh of relief, because I don't have to try to control this. This is divine. And, you know, Temperance is about, first and foremost, patience, right? Patience, why? Well, because divine is mixing the perfect recipe together for your life. And I feel like, and in others. I want to remind you, this is not just a love reading. This is also about your physical world, about what you do for a living, and about the abundance that you can truly create for yourself. I feel like having that independent nature first makes me so much stronger when it comes to any relationship. Patience, my child. Let's allow this awakening to happen, and then watch what happens in your life. This is your major arcana, coming right next to the Ace of Cups. Not just coming right next to the Ace of Cups, coming next to the Hangman in the awakened state and the two aces. Wow, Sagittarius. And by the way, Temperance is now mirroring the Star. I feel like the best advice I can give you here is take off any old blindfolds. Anything it is you don't want to see, be honest with yourself, right? Truth. That's what your spiritual team's saying. Truth. Your truth. Spiritual truth. Being truthful with yourself. And by the way, I feel like I only want people in my life who will be truthful with me. I don't feel like I had it up here. And listen, change of any kind can be difficult, even if it's changing something that sucks. You know what I mean? Like something that just is hard. But still, I have to make that change. Ugh. But I feel like do it and watch. Just watch. The learning of the lessons that bring in the blessings. I'm a poet and I didn't even know it. All right, what am I reading? Present moment. Quiet. I just wanted to see what came after it, and it's quiet. I go into peaceful silence and I listen. All right, present moment. You receive this card as a gentle reminder to keep your focus upon this present moment, right now. Have you been reliving old memories, rehashing ancient wounds, or projecting yourself into the future? If so, you're missing out on life, which occurs in the here and now. Mother Mary guides you to enjoy the present, no matter what's going on. As you learn to extract the joy and blessings hidden within every experience, you will continuously wait. As you learn to extract the joy and blessings hidden within every experience, you'll feel continuously fulfilled in the moment. Amen. Amen. Sagittarius, I loved your reading. I can see, I can see that it's not all roses and wine, but I feel like ultimately it can be that. Ultimately, it's up to you. But trust in your guides. They are so strong in your reading. And how do I love that you have two aces of pentacles, the ace of cups, the lovers, the 10 of cups, the 10 of pentacles, the chariot, the 9 of pentacles, material harvest, truth, hope, prosperity begins. Look at all of it. And then make a decision. Should I make some changes? Would it benefit me to make some changes? Should I take away the power to those who don't believe in me and put the power back into myself and believe in myself? Your guides believe in you. I believe in you. You deserve to have it all, but don't regret the experiences. That's what taught you. That's how you become truly a divine creature. I loved it. All right, I'm going to let that be. I took a couple days off. It was Sam's birthday yesterday. And and the day before that, he had a doctor's appointment, was out of town, so I just took 2 days off. It felt weird. I don't know the last time I took 2 days off in a row. So that's why your reading is, it's not late, but, I think, what is today? Today's the 24th. Steelers are on tonight. Here we go. Here we go. 'Cause Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl. Here we go. All right. I know many of you aren't Steeler fans. Anyways, I love you guys. I thank you. I thank you for helping my channel in every way you do. Thank you so much for your donations. And by the way, I feel like, I want to give you my gratitude for your donations because it is what keeps my channel on YouTube. But for those who don't have money, don't think that, like there's less value in you because of that. Your presence alone is my blessing. So know that I'm just grateful for you, period. I keep pointing to my microphone, you, period. And then I thank you for sharing. I thank you for becoming a subscriber. Welcome to anyone who's new. I hope that these resonate with you. I have a feeling they will. Otherwise, I don't think you would be here. And thank you for those who've been with me and continue to be with me, even if you've gone away for a little while, but then you find your way back. That's okay. You know what I mean? I just have so much gratitude for all of you. Okay, I'm gonna let that be. I love you guys. I will see you next time at our table. Look at these aces. Look at these aces. You deserve them. I love you. Bye-bye.